Pete, how's it going?
Mover and shaker.
No, I like it. You notice the hat?
I did. You notice the hat?
Very nice. I like it. Perfect. Yeah, I like that little video or that little clip
Yeah.
that CJ and Todd did. That was awesome.
Two, three, four. Hog pod, hog pod, hog pod, hog pod.
I like it. I like it. I think it's great. By the way, Pete, I'm going to send you also a small short clip of Big Head Todd and the Monsters,
Oh yeah.
and and a couple photos. I got real close on Sunday night. So
You bring it up, talk about it. I'll put it in the background.
sounds good. Sounds good.
And how about these guys' tunes, man? That was a great clip.
Yeah,
I love
came
it.
up with that one.
Of course.
Yeah, it was just a little yeah, it was just a little like a little sound check ditty. I sort of tend to play all the time, and I thought, well, maybe put a little hog pog,
Yeah.
hog pog.
Oh, it's
hog
genius.
pog.
I don't know. So Bongo Mike, who do you got here? Bobby from Sundance? Is that
Look.
true?
This is Bobby Carlsen, the owner of Sundance Saloon in Mundelein. And Bobby, we really want to thank you for coming on with us. This is a very casual conversation, as Pete and I would like to say. It's two guys from Chicago talking about music and bars and stuff like that.
And two more guys from McHenry.
They're down in the bottom corner, I think. And that's CJ and Todd, two Costa Ricans. So they're kind of like the Paul Schaefer of our thing. So but we really want to thank you for coming on and really appreciate it. Gives us a little different perspective. Everything we've had so far has been bringing bands on and talking about shows and influences and stuff like that. But we thought it might be cool to have you on and to kind of talk about Sundance Saloon. And I have a lot of history with that place because I lived in Mundelein, and I know that place has been there for over 40 years. Went through a lot of different changes, and now we have you that took over as the owner. And I wanted to just kind of, I know some of the history, but these guys don't, and for our audience, they don't. Tell us how you got into the bar business and what made you want to take over Sundance Saloon.
So that's thanks, Mike. That's an interesting story. Nice to meet everybody, by the way, and thanks once again for having me tune in once I finally figured it out. So, back in like 2014, I had a younger brother who got involved in the place only in the food capacity, and he got involved in the food capacity and saw at the time it was pretty heavy country only kind of country dancing place. Did some band stuff, but not much, nothing like we do today. And his name was Chris, and he reached out to his older brother and said, "Hey, you want to check this place out with me? You want to get involved?" And checked it out for a few months, and next thing you know, I was involved. But as a rule of thumb, that I would caution everybody, you definitely don't want to go into business with relatives, right? So we lasted a couple years together, and that doesn't mean it's for everybody because honestly, it's a family-owned operation now. My partner in crime is Angie, who Mike knows. She's ironically my wife slash ex-wife slash current. We're not married, but together. We have a daughter, Mackenzie, who's also our kitchen manager. So, it's a total family operation. Goes on quite well. But the long and the short of it is my brother exited the business in 2017. We made some changes. We built the stage and light show and things as Mike knows it today. And we just decided to try and do something different and give every local band, every local musician national production, if you will. Not theater production. We're not quite a theater, but we're a big rock and roadhouse. We still honor country music. We still do the country line dancing thing. every Wednesday and on some Fridays, but a lot of times it's live music Friday, Saturday, and even Sunday afternoon. We've got 3 stages, 10,000 square foot beer garden outside, 9,000 square foot venue with the big stage, 2,500 square foot living room is what it's been nicknamed now. So we're just all about music in every genre and every way you can imagine. We do everything from Motown to Billy Joel to reggae to heavy metal to jam bands, you name it. We do it all because we just love things, all music. That makes
Yeah,
sense.
and you guys do a great job, Bobby. I don't need to, toot your horn anymore, but and I know that staff you got there, whether it's Angie, Mackenzie, your sound guys are always top shelf. You got Gail behind the bar. Those people, the bar can be jam packed. They're getting the drinks out. They don't waste any time. The food is quick. I mean, it moves. It's a great operation. You got a great crew, and no doubt about it, you do really great work with the band. So very, very easy to work with. Getting shows booked and time slots and load-ins and load-outs. And it's just, it works because of you and because of the team you have.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
We work hard on that. From day one, I just wanted to treat every human soul that walks through these doors the same as any other human soul that walks through the doors. There's no preferential treatment here. It's just we all put our pants on the same way. Let's focus on a goal and make it happen. And as you know, dozens of times, you and I have made that happen. So
Oh yeah.
very, very grateful. Very grateful.
We've had some fun shows over there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
for
have.
sure. Yeah. So yeah, it's funny too, because when I think about like Sundance Saloon and growing up in Mundelein, I remember that was the place. There was 2 places you went to go line dancing in the late 80s and early 90s. And it was Sundance Saloon and Cadillac Ranch. And you went to one of those too. And Sundance has just been there for so many years. And it's a staple in the community, the outdoor stage, top shelf. You got a patio and tables and a tent in case it's pouring rain, and you make it happen, and it works. I was going to ask you something else too about like all the changes you've done. Maybe you can elaborate a little bit about that ginormous screen you've got behind the stage now.
So, I mean, the LED wall has definitely been an asset add. All the bands seem to love it. The customers love it. That was brought in here by TW Illumination, who is Mike, Gail, the bartender, is Mikey, my full-time light tech. The wall actually belongs to him. I have not purchased one yet because we've been utilizing his while we learn how to run one of those effectively. The good news is my guy Mikey is a quick study. Thousands of hours of graphics and CGI looping graphics that some folks have seen. And really enjoy it. So it adds a dimension to the performance. Was it necessary? Probably not. Is it really cool? Yeah, it's really cool. A lot of people take notice of it, and we'll probably be looking at getting another one, possibly for the outdoor stage. They're just really expensive. So every summer, the fruits of our labor, people are standing on it, and the musicians are playing on it, and that is that 10,000 square foot beer garden out there with the tent over it. As you know, Mike, the first year we didn't have the tent. So, but ironically enough, there are 50,838 bricks out there. To the actual brick. I ran a contest on it, and if you do the math, we all know that the bricks are more than $1 a piece. And then add the labor and what it took to get that thing put in. So you're standing on my 401k every time you come to Sundance. and I'm rolling the dice. I'm hoping it works out for everybody. So
hey, real quick, Bobby, would it be possible? I see you're on a laptop. Is it possible to just walk around and show the club at all? I know the camera there's just a little hazy, but we can still see pretty good and see the lights and stuff.
That's all right. It's the way we look at it when we're hammered going through that place.
Well, and I figured out what the fuzziness is, and it's because where I'm sitting there isn't the best lighting. So
yeah.
But yeah, I can walk around here. See what you
that'd be awesome.
I should have sat on the drum riser. That's what I should have done. So
Hey, Mike.
actually, I
Hey,
just started walking into the venue. So when you come into Sundance, there's like 3 different ways in the indoor facility. About a year and a half ago, we added our 3rd stage, which is this guy behind me here. It's a little 8x12 acoustic stage. We do trios,
That's cool.
duos, solos. I think Mike and the Mosquitos are going to give it an acoustic shot here pretty soon, which is pretty cool.
Can I
Uh,
just say that, I know a lot of times you got those guys that come in acoustically and it's like 2 guys.
Yeah.
Our entire band is coming in acoustically.
That'll be really interesting. So I'm looking forward to it. So I'm leaving what we call our small room, which our small room is bigger than most bars. Um, the customers on Sunday afternoon have named it the living room.
So, Bobby, what's a small room? Do you have acts in there, or it's just that's a chill room, or what is it?
I do. So that's what we've called. This is like Sunday fun day afternoon acoustic stuff. Um, how
So,
do I explain it?
that's
Like
where
I was just
CJ
showing
and
you
Todd would play. So, a couple of Beatles tunes in there. Okay, got it.
Yeah, see
yeah.
how
So
he's got
a lot of the bands like the Mosquitos who are playing here on February 3rd, full band, are bringing in an acoustic show for Sunday afternoon. We usually do it 2 to 5 or 2 to 6, and it's no cover. It's something to do. The beers are discounted. Everything's there's some drink specials all afternoon. When the football's in season, those games are on all the screens for those who care. A lot of people who come out for music don't care. Some do. So, I just walked into the venue, if you will,
Yeah.
up onto the stage here. This is kind of a shot of the big room. I don't know how well
Oh,
or much you can see, but this is the big room shot from the stage.
yeah.
Um,
There.
just kind of spinning around here. There's the wall Mike's talking about.
Nice.
It's just a big old rock and roadhouse. Like, there's a lot of really nice places out there, but we kind of pump the roadhouse vibe here because we want you to come. We want you to have a good time. We don't want you to worry about if you spill a drink. We'll mop it up and clean it up. We don't want you to worry about anything except coming out here to have a good time. So I'm just walking out every Wednesday night. This place is still rocking with country line dancers to the tune of 200 plus people. Standing in the middle of the dance floor now, kind of just slowly.
Yeah,
You
we
have to
can see
forgive me.
it.
The stools are up because we're in the process of getting
Yeah.
ready for tomorrow. There's a shot of the stage from the floor. I don't know if you can see it. I don't know.
Yep, we can.
Oh no, we're seeing it. Bongo Mike, what's it sound like in that place? You've been there, I haven't.
It's
How's it sound there?
fantastic. It's fantastic. I mean, the sound guy gets it dialed in. It's a big stage. A lot of times when you're splitting the bill with another band, you got to figure out if you're going to do a back line or what. We've been fortunate enough to have, drummers that would share drum sets so we can leave one drum set up. So between the bands, it's a nice transition. You don't have an hour dead time where there's no music. And yeah, it's great. Now the living room, which is that front part where the acoustic stuff is done, that sounds really good too. I mean, it's a small stage, but it really sounds excellent. Again, that's where your Todd and your CJ could come in there and do all their Beatles stuff and great guys to bring into the living room. And then the outside stage is a huge patio, as Bobby alluded to, with paver bricks and a big tent and lights. It got the full light show. It just doesn't have the screen and stuff like that. But it gives it what it did is it allowed Bobby to be able to compete with other places that had outdoor stages for the summer. A lot of times when people want to go on see live music in the summer, they want to be outdoors. It was a great addition to the Sundance Saloon. So
Bobby, the
and
vibe, Bongo Mike, Bobby, the vibe I'm getting. I just got back from Nashville, and I mean, my God, whatever the hell of the name of that street is, but it's just non-stop music. But every place you go into, you got a little place when you walk in, you have a little band there. You got
Mhm.
TVs everywhere. Then you keep walking and you got the bigger room. So if you want to watch sports or you want music, you're in the right place. So for the Super Bowl, Bobby, what do you got going on?
Super Bowl Sundays become a unique event here. We do a pre-party. So last year we had an act play all afternoon. Of course, we all know the Super Bowl starts at like what, 5:30 at night, something ridiculously late, in my opinion. But um we'd never tried it before. So we hired a local band and brought them in, and it was crazy. There's 300 people in here on a Sunday afternoon. Then we stayed and we had like a nice wing buffet or whatever, typical Super Bowl food kind of thing for $10. And like 30 people stayed around for the game. Like nobody cared about the game, or they wanted to go home and watch it from their couch or something so they could eat and roll into bed after the game. And I totally get that. So we're doing it again this year. We're just not going to do the game. We're going to do a pre-party. It's the same band we had last year, which is Downpour. It's a absolutely fantastic AC/DC tribute. I mean, it's as close to the real deal, in my humble opinion, that you can get, from the guitar playing to the vocal to the drums, you name it. They're just fantastic. So they'll be going 2 to 4:30. We'll probably wrap up by 5:30, and we'll be out of here on our couch too, watching the game from home. So, we'll see. We're just not going to put the game on the wall this year. It didn't get the response we thought it should. So we're just going to do a pre-party, and maybe folks will be like, hey, let's go catch AC/DC for a couple hours, and we'll go home and watch the game. I don't know. That's what we're hoping for. So no cover, full band, no cover.
Starting a bar, everybody says, hey, you know what? You want to have a good time? Open up a bar. It'll be fun. Is that true, Bobby?
There's a lot of good times to be had, but you gotta be willing to dedicate your life to it. That's for sure. I told you it was a family operation.
Yeah.
Well, my daughter is the kitchen manager.
Yeah.
But she's down right now because she had emergency sinus surgery about a week and a half ago.
Oh,
So she's doing fine. Everything's good, but it's a long
good.
healing process. They can't bend over. You can't do a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So prior to this meeting, if you want to know the truth, I was in my kitchen doing fresh cut fries for tomorrow afternoon. So I'm a jack of all trades, master of none kind of guy.
Well, that's a small business guy. I mean, that's what you got to do. You got to man the fryer. You got to pour the taps. You got a bartender. Opening shift doesn't show up. You're
Right.
the opening shift, right?
You got it. That's me.
Yeah.
The good news is we don't open until 6:00. So
He's also got a very good crew. That crew, I'm telling you, that is top shelf. So yeah, I think when you surround yourself with good people, it also makes it a little bit easier. You got people that are reliable.
So Bobby, have you been in the area a while?
So I grew up in Lake Zurich.
Okay.
Went to Carmel High School. I know
Okay.
Mundelein quite well. Ended up graduating from Lake Zurich High School senior year, but that's a whole nother story for a whole nother day, because
You
we
got
could talk
through.
for hours. Talk for hours about why that happened. So, but I went to Carmel for the first 3. I know the area quite well. Yeah.
All right.
I'm glad to be a part of it.
Okay, I'm going to throw out a couple of obscure names. You can say, Pete, you're full of it. No idea what you're talking about. Are you ready?
Sure.
Dakota Jake's, Round Lake Beach. Heard of it?
Have not.
All right. Julie's Country Bar.
Went in there once. Well, it was still open. Was awesome. I think perhaps that was a management issue, but it was a beautiful place.
All right.
Cubby Bear North, right?
Cubby Bear North went in there.
Yeah, the people from Cubby Bear North annually host a reunion here for all the people that used to work there together. They come over and party one night once a year. Yeah.
Haley, this is out to you. Why do you think that location is never? It's been so hard there.
At where Julie's was?
Yeah,
I have no idea.
It's still vacant.
It's on a prime road. I don't know if it's just too big. I don't know if maybe whoever runs it doesn't know how to market it. I really don't know. I do remember walking in there. It was pretty slow.
Yeah.
But I thought the woodwork and everything that was in that place, I just thought, holy cow, this place is gorgeous. So I really don't know too much, because I moved away from the area for about 6 years, and when I came back, it was gone. So
when we have a big place like that, like Bobby, you got to take the risk on a headline act, and you got to put that 50% deposit up. And my God, you can look at a poll star all you want on the attendance, and doesn't matter if they don't show, it's your ass. Like, how do you fill that place?
Well, that's an interesting story. So the stage I just showed you, I don't know if you can grasp how it is on a camera, but I built that stage, didn't exist when I took over. We built that stage in 2016 for national bands. And ironically enough, we ran a bunch of them through here, but had a bad experience with one. I mean, you tie up your money, as you say, maybe a $50,000 act comes through. They want $25,000 up front, and then they want the other balance before they set foot on stage. And they're supposed to play for 2 hours, and they cut it short to 90, but they got your money. So they kind of got you by the short hairs, for lack of a better term. And yeah, it really turned me off. I negotiated for months with Jackal, and they were the final straw. So I booked Jackal, got a deal I was comfortable with. It was a Sunday afternoon routing show after a fest gig down in Streeter, Illinois. They were coming back through this way. Agreed on a price, sent the deposit, launched ticket sales. We sold like 300 ticket sales in about 8 hours to see Jackal at Sundance. And 4 hours later, the lead singer of Jackal, I could name him, but I won't, just announced that he's not playing the show. So it kind of soured me. I'm like, okay. And then they sat on my deposit for like 8 weeks before they finally sent it back. So it just kind of soured me, and I said, what are you guys doing? You're going to give the club a black eye, has nothing to do with us. And they said, read your contract. We have 30 days from signature to cancel. I'm like, then what the F is the point of the contract, right? So I'm like, okay, let's just give every local live musician the national band treatment.
Right.
And that's the direction we went. I'm not saying I'll never book a national band again, because right time, right place, right dollars. Absolutely, I would consider it. But yeah, I get asked that at least once a month. Why don't you book nationals? And I'm like, because they're a headache. They're an absolute headache.
Well, Bobby, it's a risk. It's your money, dude.
It's a lot of money to tie up. So,
Yeah.
I have a feeling that's what the issue was with like places like Viper Alley. Viper Alley opened and they were going to light the world on fire, booking all these national acts. In the first couple of months, they had Dennis DeYoung and Blue Oyster Cult, and they couldn't sustain. I mean, after about 2 months, they started opening it up to local bands. Couldn't keep that up. Too expensive.
It is expensive. And they pay dividends. I'm not going to say we haven't had national rock shows that the turnout was, that I was scared to death to do, and the turnout was more than I would have ever expected. So there's definitely some good situations, but like Pete was saying, it's high risk, high reward kind of thing. And when you don't get the high reward, it can set you back.
So Bobby, now my experience, early 90s music, okay, I'm like way far away from it, but on the country side of things, is US 99 still a logo to use?
Not for me. No.
So like,
no,
US 99, I throw out radio. I know radio's dead, but what's the brand that's out there that you use to help promote a tribute act that's coming through? The tribute act themselves, so there isn't a brand that you co-promote a show with?
No, not really. We make it all about Sundance. We make it about the band, the band that the band I hire is paying tribute to. I spend a lot of time on social media. We've got groups and pages and followers and dollars. We pump our advertising dollars into social media because there's a way to measure it. There isn't a way to measure it with a radio commercial. There isn't a way to measure it with a newspaper. I don't even know who reads newspapers anymore. I don't. Radio is tricky. I listen to satellite radio. When we relaunched, when I bought this place, it was called the Loaded Buffalo. Absolute dumbest name ever. I wasn't a part of that name change. But I brought the Sundance name back because I thought, this is something people will identify with. It's been around since long before the 80s, but it was Sundance Saloon in 84 going forward. And I reached out to US 99 because they were a big part of the Sundance back when Garth Brooks really what put Sundance Saloon on the map. It brought country music to the forefront. So they wanted like $5,000 for like a week. They wanted to. I wanted them to do a live remote. iHeart Radio with Big 95.5, who kind of took over from US 99. They're like $5,000. I'm like, you're crazy. Do you know what kind of response I could get if I spend that kind of money on social media and advertise? And I actually get some metrics. I can see who engaged. Just somebody clicking on a post that they like it lets me know they see it. That is a metric that I can measure, over time. So between Instagram and Facebook and Snapchat, which I don't know a whole lot about yet, but my daughter does, so I'm in good hands there. I mean,
we gotta talk to your daughter. So Bobby, when did social media start clicking in for you? Were you ever in old media, or was always, social media for you when you got into your joint?
No, I was one of the last of the Loop rock bars when we took over. We subscribed to that whole deal and did some really cool rock shows with I forget the Loop girl's name, but they came out. It was a big draw. We had some Metallica tribute bands here. We did a Pink Floyd band night, all sponsored through the Loop and Cumulus Radio at the time. But we tried various things. We did some things with Will Rock. And I'm not knocking any of those radio stations. It's just you don't really know where your money goes until the night of the show, and then you wonder. And then I think to myself, like I'm a rocker at heart, but when I turn on Will Rock, and if I listen to it for more than 30 minutes, I want to run everybody off the road. So it's, I say it gives me road rage. And my good buddy Don Wilson, who's playing here this weekend with his band Melon Cougar, was my sales guy and DJ on Will Rock, and he knows how I felt about it. So it's nothing against the radio station. It was too hard to measure the dollar spend,
Bobby, I'm trying to represent you, dude. You're the one that's got to put the risk on. People are coming to you and say, why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? Okay, great. Maybe you get 1-2 swings at the plate, but if you miss, you got one last swing and you're done. And the bank's saying, hey man, mortgage, please.
Right. You got it. That's pretty much what it's all about.
Right. So what you're selling is an entertainment experience. So the tribute bands that come in, less risk. Okay. Ego, you know what? You can't get ego into an ATM machine.
Right.
Right. The Dropbox. So that's kind of what I'm bringing it up is like each week that you go in there, you're going to have a different kind of experience. You're going to describe it on social media. It'll be insert tribute. What do you got in the next couple of weeks, Bobby?
Oh goodness. This weekend,
midget wrestling.
Wednesday night is our country line dancing staple, has been for 40 plus years. Thursday night, as Bongo Mike just said, we tried
Small
this midget
person wrestling.
We tried to. No, they don't like that term. Just to clarify the record, when they were here over the summer, I used that term. They said, "Don't call us that. Call us midgets, because that's what we are."
Okay.
Right from them. So anyway, it was it was 500 people in the beer garden in the summer. I'm like, we got to do this inside in the dead of winter. So that's happening this Thursday, the 18th. It's Micromania. It's the guys you see at Sturgis. They're quite renowned in the U.S. It's that crew coming through. Friday night, we're doing a country dancing thing again. Our Wednesday night crowd has gotten there's like a breath of fresh air has been breathed back into the line dancing in the country. I'm offering country dancing on Fridays again, a couple Fridays a month, where we hadn't done that for over 5 years on Friday. We kind of retired our Friday night DJ, who had been here 34 years, and stepped away from it. But our Wednesday night crowds begged for it, and they have supported it. So Saturday night's an interesting show. It's Don Wilson, who I just mentioned. It's his annual birthday bash. It'll be the 5th year he's done it here. I think he's done one before that, but there were a few years in between. It's Melon Cougar. It's a tribute to everything John Cougar Mellencamp. And then we also have he's going to go on first because he likes to hang and have a good time on his birthday. But a fantastic tribute band called Heart to Heartbreaker, which is they do all the hits of Heart and Pat Benatar, and the whole band's excellent. But the female front ladies that vocalize, they're just amazing. And they're good people too. So it's just great to have them in the building. So that's what's going on Saturday. Sunday, if you hadn't asked me, I could have told you. What is Sunday we're hosting School of Rock Libertyville. Yeah, 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. We host the young musicians too. Couple 3 or 4 times a year. We give them the facility, their families show up and buy a few beers and burgers, and the kids get to perform on the big stage with the light show. And it's just we're helping them create a memory, because someday some of those kids may want to play this stage when they're adults.
Yeah.
So,
Oh yeah.
and their
That's
families
amazing.
get to see what it's, we support School of Rock. We've done Barrington, Libertyville most often. We do drum recitals for a local Libertyville music teacher that has about 60 drumming students. So all different stuff like that. You never know what's going on over here. Flying midgets, drum recitals, who knows?
Singo.
Singo Thursdays, that's fun. Yep. Yeah, that's music bingo. Bingo without numbers.
So Bobby, you're talking about social media. Like, what's your website? How do we find out what's going on? We're going to put it all right here for you, but shoot, go.
So the website is theoriginalsundancesaloon.com. We named it the Original Sundance Saloon because it is. When we brought the name back, people ask us always ask why, and I just look at them and say because it is. Because it moved to Waukegan and everybody thinks it's affiliated with Waukegan. It has nothing to do with Waukegan.
Hell no.
Nothing against Waukegan, but it hasn't. We have nothing
Everything
to do with
against
them.
Waukegan.
Well, perhaps, but I don't. It's a completely different thing going on over there. As far as Facebook goes, it's just search Sundance Saloon. I mean, you can't miss it. There's only a couple in the country. We're not the one in San Francisco, and we're not the one in Arizona. We're the one in Mundelein. So
you're the one on this podcast, man. We're putting it all right. Yeah.
Nice.
What big stuff have you got planned coming up for the summer season? I know you have Mafia Fest is one of the big ones. What other things have you got in the works coming up?
So we launch the outdoor facility every year, Memorial Day weekend. You've been a part of it, Mike, quite a bit. It's called Sundance Fest. We launched that during we were one of the obstinate places. We did close during the COVID stuff, but not right away. We didn't we kind of decided to do our own thing. So we hosted Sundance Fest in the dead of that summer out behind the building here, and it was wildly successful. So it's been going on now. It'll be the 4th year. That's Memorial Day weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. So that's a big event. Music every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday out on the patio all summer long. But the big events, like Mike was asking for, Sundance Fest. We do something called a Rockstar Mafia Fest, which is just a group of like-minded people who love live music and go around to different venues. But they host their once-a-year fest here. That's in August. And then Sundance Fall Fest, which is kind of like everybody calls it their Oktoberfest, but they always host it in September. I've never understood that. Sundance Fall Fest is what we named it a few years ago. And it's mid-September. But like I said, I mean, the bands are here every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday outside. We're doing some new stuff this summer. We'll have the inside going simultaneously with the outside, but inside will probably be country night. Inside, live bands outside. So for $5, people can come out and float in and out and go wherever they want. Take part of whenever they like. Hang out in here for an hour, cool off inside with the AC, go back out under the tent, whatever they want to do. So,
Bobby, I got a show this Friday at Des Plaines Theater.
Nice.
Blondie tribute band.
Oh, are you in Heart of Glass?
Yeah.
Are you really?
Yeah.
I did not know that. Lori just hit me up about that.
Of course she did.
That's okay. She knows me. That's okay.
Of course, no, she's played there a bunch of Laura, Mike, everybody's talked about your place. I'm like, and I haven't been there. I'm in Lake Forest and I've been out there and I'm going to work my way over there. But as time goes on, what do you have any fields out there in Mundelein? Do you have, softball, any of that type of, what's the space out there behind your joint there? You got anything?
Not really, no. I mean, if Mundelein does anything from a community or parks district stuff, over the years, they haven't necessarily been overly cordial to a place that brings them a whole lot of indirect business.
That's
So
kind of what I was going towards.
yeah, I don't want to say anything negative, but it
Okay,
has been a
don't.
struggle. It has been a struggle at times. I think currently everything is at a medium roar. So we've worked through the differences and we're still here. So I'm real
Okay.
grateful for that. There's a whole lot I could say about that, but it's not going to do anybody any good. So,
Fair enough, Bobby.
you know.
I was
Because
gonna
you got
say,
your supporters, everyone supports you, and that's what's important. The fans, the musicians, they come out and they rallied to make sure that
They sure did.
Sundance. Yeah.
They
now
sure
some
did.
people
I
don't
think
know
we
what we're
crashed
talking
the.
about.
Oh, I'm
Some
sorry,
people-
Pete.
I'm sorry, Bobby, Mike. Some people didn't even know what I'm talking about. I was kind of like going in soft on that. Do you want to address it, or we can cut it out?
Well, I mean, it's just simple. They tried to stop the outdoor music. We went about it, we went about it. We went about our business the way we should. We ended up in court and we got our way. Everything's been, like I said, down to a mild roar for the past couple of summers. It was just really that first summer. But yeah, we had a lot of support, like Mike just mentioned, and what he meant by that is we were getting constantly pinged. What can we do to help? What we can we do to help? We love your place. We love what you're doing. And I said, I'll let you know when the time is right. So
Yeah.
I put some note out when the time was right, and I just basically said, Sundance Nation, here's the deal. I need you to write your sentiments about what you think's going on, and here's
Yeah,
the
what
people to
happened?
contact.
Let's put it. Let's just make sure on Dance Nation right here on the HOG Pod podcast.
Yeah. It was overwhelming. Angie and I couldn't really ingest the response, but we were told there was over 3,700 emails sent to the village. It shut down their email server, and it sent the message that there's some support out here. And what's really unique about that whole situation is I guess any PR is good PR, but for the most part, while it was going on, it was spun as negative. And the local residents have started to find us since then and realized, hey, they're not doing anything wrong out there. They're good people running a clean operation and just providing an outlet for something to do, because not that there isn't anything to do in Mundelein, but there isn't anything to do that's along the lines of what we offer. So, we
Bobby,
just
we're
we work
coming-
hard over here, man. I don't want to get down on the village too
No,
much.
no, no.
It sucked. It sucked when we were going through it. There's no
Yeah,
doubt
yeah.
about it.
Well, hey, it's over, but you know what? We're
Yeah.
going to bring our podcast crew right through Sundance. We're going to
That'll be great.
party. The two Costa Ricans, they're going to play the stage to the left.
Right on.
Bobby, thank you so much for coming on HOG Pod. Bongo Mike, you got anything else for Bobby?
I just want Bobby to take a look at what I'm wearing here to keep my head warm in this very cold weather. That is a very warm Sundance Saloon cap.
Thank you, buddy.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And because my Bucks won yesterday, so I was kind of a Florida guy, and I was happy to see him beat Philly.
They were fantastic.
I was
That
just happy to
defense.
see.
All I got to say is I went through Nashville. I was the only guy wearing a hat. Everybody else had trucker hats on. What the
Yeah.
hell happened? What? Just
I don't
saying.
know. I don't know. I don't look right in a cowboy hat, or I'd have one on.
You got to have a
Thank you.
melon like this.
Right. I got a big melon. Trust me.
Bobby, Sundance Saloon. Can't wait to see you. Can't wait to go there. Can't wait to play there. Can't wait to see Bongo Mike there. Can't wait to see CJ and Todd Costa Rica there.
Yeah,
Mike,
it's
so
we're looking forward to it. February 3rd is going to be a fun show. We got us and the Black Diamond Sessions doing alternating sets, so it should be cool. It'd be
Yeah, that'll be a lot of
it'd be a long night for me. I got double duty.
Mike's tired.
Thanks
Bobby,
again,
thank you so-
Bobby.
Thank you so much. We'll let you drop out. We're going to play with CJ and Todd.
Cool. Thank you for having me, gentlemen. Appreciate it.
Oh,
Nice
Very
to meet you,
much.
Bobby.
Sundance
Right.
Saloon.
Nice to meet you guys. Thank you.
Nice to meet you too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Now I
Bobby.
figure out how to get out of here. That'll be interesting.
Bar business is a rough business, my friends.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Oh,
rough.
yeah.
And
There's
I'm not.
no business like show business.
I gotta tell you, I'm not blowing smoke. He does have a great staff. I mean, from the cooks to the
Service
sound
level.
guys to the bar hands to the bartenders, they don't miss a beat. They're hopping. There's no screwing around, man. Those
Mm.
people aren't on their phones texting and bullshit. They are out there slinging drinks. They see somebody at the thing, they come over and they get your drinks. And
Nice.
sometimes that room, I don't know if you could see how big it was. That room,
Yes,
I think he said that big room holds, don't quote me this, but I think he said about 600 to 650. They can really, if they move tables out of
Oh,
it,
there's
they can-
900 in there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Aaron
it's
Marshall,
big.
just saying.
Yeah.
It's
But
big,
I
yeah.
have been there a few times before. But yeah, I
Okay.
know what the place is like.
Yeah, and he added that stage. I mean, he's right. There was no stage. People used to play on the floor, and they were booking big country bands back in the day
Yeah.
without even having a stage. And then he just started really putting money into it, put a stage up there, got all top shelf lighting and the sound system. And then he did the same thing for the outdoors. So he's got two big stages, and then he's got the smaller stage in the living room part of it. So yeah, it's been a good
Joint.
he's great. He really is, and he supports all the live music that's out there. And he's not, every type of genre is represented. It's not just heavy metal, it's not just pop, it's not dance, it's not country.
Whatever makes money. CJ
Well,
and
yeah.
Todd, CJ and Todd, Costa Rica. You did a little ditty for us earlier. Do you want to
Do it.
tease our watchers and listeners what you put together for us?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. We could play it for you.
Just a little something.
Oh, where's my oops. Come on.
We get-
No. It's not that one.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, ready?
All right.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Hog pod, hog pod, hog pod, hog pod.
Something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
That is
I like the Batman.
yeah. I
Oh, the
got-
headphones.
that's
Yeah. They sound pretty good.
it. Who's
Yeah,
Batman?
we were
Who's
almost going to
Robin?
do like a we were almost going to do like a Batman theme.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Batman meets Taxman mashup theme
I
type.
like it. Like
yeah.
it.
We're only on our fourth show, boys. We got more to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bongo Mike, CJ, Todd, the Costa Ricans. Thank you for another fantastic episode. The Hog Pod.
Now we got to figure out who we're going to have on next.
Yeah.
Who's
Anybody
next?
listen and want to come on? Let's
Ooh.
go.
We look forward to your letters.
Mike, when's your next show?
Send us a line.
Mike,
My
when's your
next show is going to be well, actually it's tomorrow with Thursday with Black Diamond. I'm going to be at the Wooden Nickel with Black Diamond on Thursday.
I
And then
would.
next Friday, Whiskey River. The week after that is going to be Sundance. So that's that.
CJ,
And then I had the Big Head Todd and the Monsters show on Sunday at the Pabst Theater. So
oh, Paps, they got all the good shows in Wisconsin.
yeah,
Yep, up
Oh,
in
yeah.
Milwaukee. Yeah.
yeah, that's a really nice venue. I mean, it's a theater.
It
you
is.
know,
Yeah.
it's-
We saw the Fab Four there. It was really good.
Oh yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
they
think
did the
it'll-
entire Rubber Soul album live,
That's
which was
the
pretty
best.
cool.
That's the-
CJ Todd, April, right?
Yeah.
Yep,
April
April
12th
12th.
at the Copper Fiddle Distillery in Lake Zurich.
Hmm.
Then probably even before that at Sundance Saloon. Once you come up,
Uh-huh.
Yeah, hopefully so.
Stay tuned, folks.
I will get Bobby in touch and talk to him and see. I don't know how far out he goes. He's got that School of Rock, but I know that like he puts those on Sundays until it gets nice out, and then everything goes outside.
The
So
Costa
it might,
Ricans, they could be a hell of a residency there, and that. Send
how
a,
far how far is it from where you guys are in Elgin, right?
No, we're in
no,
McHenry.
McHenry.
So it's in
Oh, you're close. Oh, that's not bad. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
20 minutes. Yeah. Why did I think you were in Elgin?
because we're from Elgin.
Yeah. That's where we're from.
okay.
But
We'll get
we are living in McHenry at the moment.
figure out what the Uber is, and then we'll get a tip jar out there. We'll take care of you.
Yeah.
And then Friday, Displays Theater. I have not seen Ron Nestes. Displays
Yeah.
Theater, Heart of
That's
Glass,
Hearted Glass and Space Face.
Space Face, Jeff. Those guys, they patin.
Yeah,
I
they're gonna
can't
be good. That's gonna be real good.
It's good. It's all good. Boys, another great show. Thank you so much.
Oh,
I'm
you're
gonna
welcome.
I'm sending you pictures so you can put it in here.
Pictures and videos. Boys, you got an
There you
outro?
Yes, we do.
All right.
Oh,
Get my
look.
capo
Oh, yeah.
on the
Get the
right way
capo.
Ah.
Glad I asked.
All right, play it again. Now is the time to say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Now is the time to yield a sigh.
Oh, yield it, sir.
Now is the time to wend away.
Until we meet again, some sunny day.
Goodbye, goodbye. We're leaving you screedy-die. Goodbye. We wish you fun goodbye. Fotstata, fotstata. Goodbye,
Goodbye.
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 We're leaving you screedy-die. Goodbye. We wish you fun goodbye. Fotata-ta-ta. Da-da-da. Da-da-da. Goodbye,
Goodbye.
goodbye,
Bye.
we're leaving you screedy-die. Goodbye, we wish you fun.
Good. Goodbye, y'all.
Costa
Goodbye.
Ricans are
Bye.
bitching. See you at Sundance soon.
Hopefully.
Yes.
No, hope's not a strategy. See you there.